obviously all here for the same reason. We all seen the same video, and we all seen the same many injustices, day in, day out, week in, week out, every month, every year. It's been going on for way too long to our unhoused, most predominantly Indigenous community out there, who are residential school survivors. They are the ones that survived. They're the ones that you put your banners on your Facebook profiles for. They're the ones that we have Truth and Reconciliation Day for, coming up on the 30th. They're the ones that are just suffering the most, that have been neglected and put down by our systems, by the rest of society, because of the trauma that they cannot overcome. They have been colonized, they have been brutalized, and then they just get walked over and everything taken away from them. It takes them so much just to get so little, and then it just gets taken away. And it's just very unfair, and it hurts right down to the core. And I know it hurts everybody else here, and that's why I created this safe space for everybody to come down here, to let your voices be heard. If you want.
When we're confronted with a police force that reacts in a violent manner to our most vulnerable at a most inopportune time, with her back to him. She hadn't expected that push at all. She wasn't a threat to him at all. So I don't understand how EPS can spin the story that she was a threat and he was coming to a assault incident. Well, first of all, if he was coming to an assault incident concerning a knife, which they said, the first protocol EPS does is put on their Kevlar gloves. He had no gloves on. He had no gloves on because he wasn't expecting to see a knife. And he wasn't there to do a incident report. To me, he was just driving by. To other witnesses, he was driving by. That's all. And he just came upon two females who were arguing. Let me tell you, we see this on the daily, every day on the street. We see our brothers and sisters arguing and disgruntled, and rightfully so. Look at where they are. Look at how they're being ignored, you know? So when we're on the streets, we try to treat our brothers and sisters with kindness and understanding, and we give them the leeway to vent. We tell them, here, have a cigarette, you know, tell us about it. We don't push them, and we don't attack them for no reason, you know? We're there to support our brothers and sisters 100%. And for them to treat our brothers and sisters that way, that means that and during broad daylight, that means they were comfortable doing that. Yep. They have done it before. And you get away with it. And he exactly. And if we let him get away with it on our most vulnerable, guess what? He's going to do it to every other citizen he comes against.
Yes.
So we have to let them know that I think that we need to have body cams. We need to insist. Yes. We can't let them vote no that we don't want to carry body cams like they already did. We need them to wear body cams.
I'm Cool from Kathy. Some of you know me as Cool from Kathy. Kathy Hamlin is my name. I just want to say that, you know, we all talk about systemic racism, but it isn't. The system wouldn't be able to get away with as much as they do if it wasn't for the Canadian citizens. Yep. They're the ones who also uphold. It's because of them. They keep looking away. It's like, you know, somebody said it. You're wearing that orange t-shirt, Every Child Matters. Are you wearing it in your heart? Do you carry it up here where it matters? Do you feel it in your spirit, in your gut? If you do, and you see something that isn't right, speak up. Yes. And as you know, as non-Indigenous people or people of color, you people are in the position.
Yes.
You're more in the position than we are.
Yes.
To raise your voices collectively,
Yes.
stand with us. I commend all of you. There's my sister here. I don't want to point her out really, because she kind of likes to be in the background. But I have a sister here in the audience. Is not Indigenous, at least not visibly Indigenous. That's the other thing, right? Is that for the last 15, 20 years, she's been at every event that I've been at. Every rally, every ceremony, every celebration. And we need more people like that. You know, because people go, Facebook warriors, right? Oh, I'm there with you in spirit, with prayers in spirit, that's great. But you know what? The government, the authorities, the police force,
Yep.
child welfare people,
Yep.
right? They need to see the bodies. They need to see their faces.
Yes.
They need to see
Yep.
who is here. If it's just like 15, 20 of us who go, oh, a bunch of Indians, just, what are they crying about now, right? Show up over here. You know what I noticed? First thing I check when I go to rallies, right, is I look around and see where are there these snipers up there? Yeah. Today there aren't. I don't see any snipers nearby. Or they'll show up, they'll be really the EPS. When we were at PGW in camp 2 summers ago, they made themselves highly visible. They'd come walk through the camp. They'd circle the camp all hours of the night, just to intimidate and terrorize the most vulnerable of the most vulnerable people. Right? So we're here. I'm vulnerable. I'm 65 years old. If the police came out here and decided to really clear the way here, but you know what? I'm always willing to go down. If I'm ever going to go down, it'll be for my people, with my people, amongst my people.
I want to say thank you to Judith and thank you to everyone that's come out to support this. We're live on TikTok right now. I'm just seeing some of the comments and just the ignorance that still exists among so many people that are witnessing the same video. They see the same video that we see, a girl getting assaulted, and they, instead of taking the side of defending this poor woman who was brutalized by the police, they're taking the side of the police, saying that she somehow deserved it.
Bootleggers.
You know, and just you know, making snide remarks that, you know, look at the people that are here. That says a lot.
Yeah.
These are the comments that are coming in, right? And you know, obviously we're bigger than that. We know that we're here for a purpose. We're here to speak for those who don't have a voice, right? So many people, the homeless population, they don't have the same kind of ability to speak up about this because they're struggling with day-to-day life. Survival. They don't have time to come out and protest. They're trying to survive. You know, so that's why we're here for them, to speak up for them and to show our support. You know, and I have myself, I've been a victim of police violence. I just recently, this past year, was hog-tied in handcuffs and had a bag put over my head while I was being transported to the psych ward. And there was no reason for that. I'm not a violent person. I don't have any assault charges or anything like that. And this is something that happened to me. And I'm technically considered maybe white and privileged. I don't know what people see me as, right? But, you know, and so there is so much stigma surrounding mental health and addiction. And people use that, some people use that as their angle to commit like indecent acts upon each other, like some of the Edmonton police do. And I'm not blanket statement saying that all police are bad. I think I've encountered some good cops, but on the most part, my dealings with the cops related to my mental health issues have been negative. And they have abused their power so many times, and at the end of the day, who's taking responsibility for it? No one. No one's, they don't have to take accountability for their actions, but we do. So anytime that we commit any small offense or big offense, we're held accountable. But when they do the same thing, Nothing happens. They're defended. They're protected. They're protected. Let's face it, they're protected because they wear a badge and a uniform. And that needs to stop, because everyone that commits any kind of offense should be held accountable, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what uniform you're in, you should be held accountable for your actions.
100%.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for having protests like this, nothing would be done. And frankly, it's kind of, I hate to say this, but I still wonder how much of an impact we will really have, even with all the media attention, even with all the video footage and the commenting and sharing and posting. What effect is this really going to have? Are they going to actually be held accountable now? Or are they going to have to make steps to rectify
Probably
these?
not.
Exactly. So it's just, I feel honestly, I feel so much. I feel so much for the people that are vulnerable and go through these situations with the police, and I work a lot with the homeless, and they're very near and dear to my heart. I develop friendships with them. These are people, right? They deserve so much more than they are given. We don't do enough. The government clearly doesn't do enough. And then we have, groups like Bear Clan, Water Warriors, Live Lifted, stepping up to help fill in the gaps. But there's still so much of a need, and it's just not being filled. And then on top of it, the community really needs to step up here. We're not doing enough. We need to raise our voices. We need to come together and stand up for the people that are in need. There's if you look around, if you come downtown and you see someone camped out there, and you pass judgment on them because they're not living in a house, and they're on the streets and maybe making the city look bad, however that's perceived. You have to understand, they have nowhere else to go. This is their last resort, is setting up camp.
They're trying everything else.
Yeah, they've tried it. They
Exactly.
why are they
Societal
there?
They're there because we put them there, and we've left them there, and
we
we're not
aren't doing
helping
enough.
them. It's our fault. They're there, so we are beholden to help them, to support them, and raise them up so they can be fed. They can have a safe home to live in, and if they choose, they can choose to work on any addictions issues they may have and to get over that. And if they choose not to, that's all right too. Everybody deserves a home, everybody deserves food, everybody deserves respect, everybody deserves health care, education, and everything they need. As a society, it is our fault people are in this situation, and it's beholden on us to fix the problem.
Thank you.
To reconcile, to shut up and listen to Indigenous people and listen to what they want and what they need from us.